Now, our top story at this half hour, the Public Protector has referred the CIEX report to the Special Investigations Unit for prosecution. The CIEX report details illegal apartheid-era loans made to Bancorp, which ABSA later acquired. Now, reacting to the development, ABSA says it is not obliged to pay back any money. Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane released the Public Protector reports today. Mkhwebane found that the Reserve Bank loans to ABSA were illegal and irregular. Now, while the partial repayment was made, there is still interest that is due in the amount of 1.125 billion rand. The Public Protector found government, the Reserve Bank and Treasury's conduct improper and that it constitutes maladministration. Joining us, the Black First Land First President Andile Mqitama joins us on the phone line from Cape Town to talk more on these two big stories. Andile, very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. The CIEX report and the Public Protector's statement on the IMFS. What is your initial reaction to the comments from the Public Protector?
Our view is that the Public Protector has vindicated exactly our position. Black First Land First has been saying that there is massive corruption that has happened under apartheid and is continuing to happen today, mainly perpetrated by white monopoly capital or white businesses, and they are looting the state because they have captured the state. And this money, remember, it's part of the 26 billion rand which was stolen from the South African Reserve Bank, meaning that that money was stolen from the people of South Africa. And for a very long time, former ministers such as Pravin Gordhan, Trevor Manuel, including even somebody like Tito Mboweni, have been refusing to take seriously the CIEX report, despite the fact that the CIEX report was funded or paid for and commissioned by the post-1994 government of democracy. Today, we have vindicated. The Public Protector says that ABSA must pay back the money. We're saying ABSA must pay back the money. ABSA is just one of the more than 5 entities which are directly implicated in the 26 billion rand which was stolen from the Reserve Bank, part of which implicates directly Johan Rupert and his late father, Anton Rupert, who also benefited billions of rand from this corruption. We do not want to have a big quabbling with the Public Protector. We believe ABSA owes more money, but we want them to pay this which has been called by the Public Protector. Once that has been done, we'll be able to enter into further conversations about what more they must pay, including the fact that the Nedbank must pay, the Johan Rupert's family must pay, the Daimler Chrysler must pay, and other individuals which are associated or were associated with apartheid and this massive corruption must pay back the money. So we're very, very pleased that this decision has been made. And as you, as society may know, BLF was one of those organizations right at the beginning when the former Public Protector had put the matter under the table. We came up, we said this money stolen by ABSA and others must be investigated. We were arrested, we went to jail, slept in jail for more than 8 days. We are still out on bail demanding action on this question, and today we're being vindicated. We think it's the beginning of a process to help our people understand corruption in South Africa, massive corruption that includes billions of rand, is a wide business. It's what white monopoly capital does, and up to now they've been protected by ministers such as Pravin Gordhan, Trevor Manuel, Tito Mboweni, because all of these individuals have benefited directly from their association with the systematic corruption of white monopoly capital.
Andile, the Public Protector made it clear that she's not captured at all. Do you think the media was pushing her to the wall by asking her to clarify on why she's not opposing President Jacob Zuma's state capture review?
You see, if you looked at the white-owned media, already by the end of last week, after the Public Protector had said there's going to be these announcements of the reports that she's been undertaking, they started attacking her because they knew and they understand the strength of the evidence that she was working with was going to implicate white monopoly capital, was going to show that they have stolen money from our people, and white media is there to protect the white agenda and white corruption, to basically cover up white corruption. So the public protector is going to come under massive attack by white monopoly capital, by opposition parties such as the DA and EFF, which are also the bulldogs of white monopoly capital. You will see already they will not insist that ABSA pay back the money, and they will not respect the fact that the findings of the public protector are binding. We are going to see them throwing mud at the public protector because they are doing this to defend white monopoly capital. All this slander which has been thrown at the public protector is done by agents of white monopoly capital, because they do not want the nation and our people to know that corruption in South Africa is a white affair. Corruption in South Africa that involves billions of rands on an everyday basis, on an annual basis, is a matter of white monopoly capital. We must not be surprised, and we are not surprised, and we know that white monopoly capital, the media that they own, the opposition parties which controlled by whites, controlled by Johan Rupert and controlled from London, such as the EFF and the DA, are going to now attack even further the public protector, because she has made a decision that for the first time shows that in South Africa the real corrupt element is white monopoly capital. So we're not surprised at all.
Now, I want to draw your attention to the IMFS expose, of course, initially by ANN7. Now, the public protector says she's still assessing an application by the Decolonization Foundation to probe the damning findings against Treasury's IMFS project, as exposed, of course, like I said, by ANN7. Do you believe this will pave way forward to clean up the rot in Treasury and CITA?
Absolutely. This is a very important step in dealing with the systematic corruption in Treasury. Treasury is captured by white monopoly capital, and for a very long time under the former ministers of finance, Nhlanhla Nene, Pravin Gordhan, they have allowed the systematic looting of Treasury, looting of state-owned entities, and they were covering up all the rot which is undergoing there in that in Treasury. Treasury is a key department. It holds the national purse. It holds the wealth of the nation. And this wealth of the nation has been parceled and given over to white monopoly capital to loot by the former ministers of finance. That is why when President Zuma tried to remove Nene and to bring in a different minister who was not captured by white monopoly capital, we saw them attacking the South African economy and insisting that Pravin Gordhan must become a minister. So now we know that the Treasury is a place of corruption by white monopoly capital and these former ministers, including senior managers. So these actions taken by the Decolonization Foundation are very important, and we hope that the public protector would be supported to undertake a work. On the other hand, we as Black First Land First have undertaken and lodged a criminal case against Pravin Gordhan, Nhlanhla Nene, their deputies, and even the Director General at the time, because all this corruption we're talking about, in excess of 4.3 billion rand, which has been stolen or used inappropriately in a corrupt fashion and protected by these ministers, is a serious matter. For the first time, these matters will be properly dealt with, and that's why we say let us all support the public protector, allow her to do her job. No one should throw insults at her and innuendo and slander. Allow the public protector to protect the public. The former public protector was not a public protector, she was a protector of white monopoly capital.
Now, lastly, Andile, ANN7 uncovered signs of tender rigging, the expose that we did on the 18th of June on Sunday, just yesterday. And the 461 million rand tender that was awarded to Oracle in August of last year. Now, this is apart from the internal audit revelations, that happened. Do you believe there's a case to institute a larger probe into the financial irregularities, or perhaps a possible corruption in CITA and the Treasury?
Absolutely. In fact, Black First Land First is asking for a judicial commission on all the corruptions that has happened, and we think the expose by NN7 provides for a solid basis for such a probe. We now know that Treasury under Pravin Gordhan was a place of massive, deep, systematic corruption, a culture of nepotism, of stealing from the public purse was inculcated, deepened, and promoted in Treasury. These revelations that are coming out from NN7, which is the only broadcaster, by the way, which is brave enough to bring out these matters, because all other broadcasters are captured in the pockets of white monopoly capital. That is why even when such solid evidence has been brought forward, they have done nothing. But this also showed that the Minister of Finance, the new Minister of Finance, Malusi Gigaba, must quickly resolve the issue of a black bank and the state bank. We cannot be under the current system of the banking system of white monopoly capital, because it is corrupt and it is basically undermining a black business. We need a state bank now. We need a black bank now. We need to protect our economy, and we need to protect black business, which is not captured by white monopoly capital.
Andile, thank you for your time. We'll have to leave it there now. Andile Mqitama there joining us live. That's the president of Black First Land First Movement, saying they do feel vindicated following the public protector's report, and also with the APSA having to pay back the money. They were in the forefront of the movement of asking apartheid to do the same, also giving us his insight on the